shared across the community, organized for quick browsing. Use it to spot patterns, pull links, and build your own research list. Qnotables.com. Browse the notables, verify the facts, stay informed. All reports can be found on Q Research or Qnotables.com. Notables do not equal endorsements. We are researchers who deal in open source information, reasoned argument, and dank memes. We do battle in the sphere of ideas and ideas only. We neither need nor condone the use of force in our work here.
From the Q Research Boards, January 2, 2026. Venezuelans ring in New Year amid ongoing economic strain. Venezuelans marked New Year's Eve across plazas, beaches, homes, hotels, and restaurants as the country continues to face long-running economic hardship. Ongoing inflation, migration, and government controls have reshaped how public celebrations take place nationwide. Swiss nightclub fire kills dozens after fireworks incident. Authorities in Switzerland say a deadly fire broke out inside a venue after fireworks ignited a ceiling structure. Officials report dozens killed and more than 100 injured as investigators examine safety compliance and emergency response failures. Pray for Brazil's Bolsonaro as he returns to prison after hospital stay. Former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro has left a hospital and returned to prison, where he is serving a lengthy sentence tied to corruption and abuse of power convictions. His legal team continues to pursue appeals. Controversy over guest at Zoran Mamdani inauguration. Reports say Mahmoud Khalil, described by authorities as a convicted extremist in prior cases, attended Zoran Mamdani's inauguration ceremony, which was closed to the public. Organizers have not commented on guest vetting procedures. Tommy Lee Jones's daughter found dead in San Francisco hotel. Police in San Francisco are investigating the death of Victoria Jones, daughter of actor Tommy Lee Jones, who was found unresponsive in a hotel on New Year's Day. Authorities say the investigation is ongoing. NSO Group chief steps down amid sanctions shift. The chief executive of Israeli spyware firm NSO Group has stepped down following changes to U.S. sanctions affecting related firms. The company has faced years of scrutiny over the alleged misuse of surveillance technology. Dan Scavino highlights flare count in viral video. Trump advisor Dan Scavino drew attention to a video showing multiple flares fired during a nighttime event, stating that 23 flares were visible. The video sparked online analysis and debate. AGT violinist files lawsuit alleging sexual misconduct. Violinist Brian King Joseph, a finalist on America's Got Talent, has filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles alleging sexual harassment and grooming by actor Will Smith. The claims have not been adjudicated, and Smith has not publicly responded. Hillary Clinton predicts strong year for democracy. Hillary Clinton posted a New Year message saying 2026 will be an important year for defending democracy. The statement comes as election policy and governance debates continue nationwide. U.S. freezes £31 billion tech deal with Britain. The United States has placed a major technology cooperation agreement with the United Kingdom on hold. Officials cited strategic and economic reviews as the reason for delaying the multi-billion-pound deal. Florida cold snap sends iguanas falling from trees. A sharp cold snap in Florida caused iguanas to become immobilized and fall from trees across parts of the state. Wildlife officials say the reptiles typically recover once temperatures rise. CNN host draws attention after harsh criticism of the left. A CNN host generated widespread reaction online after delivering unusually sharp criticism of progressive political positions. The segment circulated heavily on social media and sparked debate across the political spectrum. Finland seizes cargo ship in undersea cable damage probe. Finnish police seized a cargo vessel named Fitberg after an undersea telecommunications cable between Finland and Estonia was damaged. Authorities say they suspect the ship may have caused the break, potentially by dragging its anchor. Investigators are questioning crew members as the cable remains out of service. Trump posts warning on tariffs and U.S. leverage. President Trump posted that tariffs are a major benefit to the United States and argued that losing the ability to impose them would harm national security and prosperity. The statement comes as tariff authority and trade policy remain a major focus heading into 2026. Trump claims doctors say he's in perfect health and aced cognitive exam. President Trump posted that White House doctors reported he is in perfect health and that he aced a cognitive examination for the third time. Multiple outlets reported the post and noted he also argued cognitive testing should be required for presidential candidates. China reiterates Taiwan reunification pledge after major regional tensions. China's President Xi Jinping used a New Year's address to restate Beijing's goal of reunifying Taiwan with China, calling it an unstoppable trend. The comments followed heightened military activity around Taiwan, while Taiwan's leadership reiterated plans to strengthen defenses and resist coercion. U.S. lifts sanctions tied to Predator spyware network. The U.S. government lifted sanctions on 3 individuals previously linked to the Intellexa consortium and its Predator spyware ecosystem, according to reporting on Treasury actions. The move follows earlier U.S. sanctions aimed at restricting commercial spyware alleged to be used for surveillance abuses. NSO chief steps down amid shifting U.S. posture on spyware. Reporting out of Israel says the CEO of NSO Group stepped down, as attention remains high on the global spyware market and government restrictions. The development comes alongside other recent U.S. actions involving spyware-linked entities and executives. U.S. pauses major UK tech prosperity deal, reports say. Reports say the U.S. has put a large UK tech prosperity deal on hold, tied to broader disputes over trade barriers and digital regulation. The pause affects a package described as tens of billions in pledged investment and cooperation across advanced technology sectors. UN approves sharper budget cuts amid financial strain. The United Nations approved a reduced budget for 2026, with reporting describing a major cut from the prior year as the organization faces financial strain and pressure for reform. Some reports cite hundreds of millions in savings and thousands of positions cut or eliminated as part of a leaner operating plan. Reuters. Progress reported in Finland cable breach investigation. Reuters reports Finnish authorities say they've made progress in the cable breach investigation, including steps to clarify crew roles and secure evidence connected to the seized vessel. Officials continue to assess damage and investigate whether the incident was intentional or accidental.
At shop.isawaya.com, everything you buy supports Qnotables, the place where people talk freely no matter what. Check out our Qn Honey Pot, a jar of yummy honey that's as strong as your voice. Put it on toaster and tea. It's not just honey, it's freedom in every bite. Then there's Qn Butter, a smooth handmade skin cream that makes you feel good while you fight for what's right. Awesome wood and pieces for display only. Hang them up or set them out. They're for showing off Qn's tough spirit. Want to help even more? Get a proto membership. So go to shop.isawaya.com now and grab some goodies. Help Qnotables keep free speech alive, and let's keep the ideas flowing loud and free.
All reports can be found on Q Research or Qnotables.com. Notables do not equal endorsements. We are researchers who deal in open source information, reasoned argument, and dank memes. We do battle in the sphere of ideas, and ideas only. We neither need nor condone the use of force in our work here. From the Q Research Boards. For January 2026, Trump sends New Year message. Highlighting border, economy, and military, President Trump posted a New Year message saying the country is stronger than ever, pointing to border enforcement, low inflation, a powerful military, and economic momentum. He disputed recent polling numbers and wished Americans a Happy New Year. Trump arrives at New Year's celebration. President Trump arrived at his New Year's celebration as supporters gathered to mark the transition into 2026. Video shows Trump greeting attendees and preparing to address the crowd as festivities got underway. Trump opens New Year's celebration with remarks. President Trump delivered brief remarks to open the New Year's celebration, thanking supporters and speaking optimistically about the year ahead. He emphasized national strength and unity going into 2026. President Trump and First Lady attend Mar-a-Lago New Year's Eve party. President Trump and the First Lady arrived together at the Mar-a-Lago New Year's Eve event, greeting guests as celebrations continued into the night. The appearance marked Trump's public close to the year. Trump says his New Year's resolution is peace on earth. When asked about a New Year's resolution, President Trump said his goal is peace on earth. He made the remark while speaking with reporters ahead of New Year's festivities. Trump says massive fraud is being uncovered. Nationwide, President Trump said investigators are uncovering large-scale fraud across multiple states, claiming billions of dollars were stolen. He said the administration plans to recover the money and hold those responsible accountable. Joint Task Force. Southern Spear conducts lethal strikes on terrorist vessels. U.S. officials confirmed Joint Task Force Southern Spear carried out lethal strikes against vessels operated by designated terrorist organizations. The operation targeted maritime routes tied to criminal and terror activity. Russia launches over 100 drones at Ukraine in New Year's attack. Ukrainian officials say Russia launched more than 100 drones at targets across Ukraine during a New Year's attack. Air defenses intercepted many of the drones, but casualties and damage were reported in several regions. Reports claim Iranian protesters took control of Ram Hormuz. Reports circulating online claim protesters in Iran took control of parts of the city of Ram Hormuz and set fire to government buildings. Iranian authorities have not issued a public confirmation of the claims. Artist found murdered in millionaire's island home. Police are investigating the murder of an artist found dead inside a multi-million-dollar home on a wealthy island community. Reports say 2 additional deaths nearby may be connected as investigators work to establish motive. Borpar flood buyout programs. Offered to Washington homeowners. Homeowners in parts of western Washington whose properties were damaged by historic flooding may be eligible for voluntary buyout programs. Local governments say the programs allow residents to sell flood-damaged homes rather than rebuild. HUD identifies billions in improper payments. Federal housing officials reported finding more than $5 billion in improper payments during a review of housing programs. Officials say audits and repayment efforts are underway. DHS calls for Spirit of 1776 going into 2026. A Department of Homeland Security message encouraged Americans to enter 2026 with what it called the Spirit of 1776, emphasizing national strength and sovereignty. The message circulated online during New Year's events. Illumination of America event held on National Mall. A large New Year's event titled The Illumination of America took place on the National Mall, featuring light displays and patriotic messaging as the country marked the start of 2026. Ivanka Trump reflects on 2025 as year closes. Ivanka Trump posted a message reflecting on the end of 2025, expressing gratitude and optimism for the year ahead. The post included images and messages focused on renewal and forward momentum. San Francisco advances reparations. Measure before Christmas. San Francisco's mayor approved a reparations-related measure just before Christmas, advancing a plan that could result in large financial payouts. The move is drawing national attention and debate. Trump says tariffs drove record investment into the U.S. President Trump claimed tariffs have led to record levels of investment flowing into the United States, saying the policy strengthened domestic industry and put America ahead of global competitors. Trump calls for healthcare funds to go directly to people. President Trump said Republicans should stop sending money to major insurance companies and instead give funds directly to individuals to purchase healthcare, calling it a more transparent approach. Trump accuses Democrats of blocking voter ID. President Trump accused Democrats of opposing voter identification laws, saying voter ID is essential for election integrity. The issue remains a major point of political debate nationwide. Trump announces National Guard withdrawal from several cities. President Trump said the National Guard will be withdrawn from Chicago, Los Angeles, and Portland, arguing crime had already been reduced during their deployment. Local officials are reviewing the decision. States required to upload receipts before child care payments resume. Federal officials announced states must now upload documentation and receipts to prove compliance before frozen child care payments can resume. The move follows concerns over fraud and misuse of funds. Congressional hearings scheduled on Minnesota fraud. A congressional hearing is scheduled for January 7th to examine alleged fraud and misuse of federal funds in Minnesota. Lawmakers say the hearing will focus on oversight and accountability. ICE says enforcement efforts are expanding. Immigration and Customs Enforcement said enforcement activity will continue expanding in the new year, stating that recent operations are only the beginning of broader efforts to enforce immigration law. U.S. strikes target narco-trafficking convoy at sea. Defense officials confirmed U.S. forces conducted strikes against a convoy of vessels linked to narco-trafficking. The operation targeted maritime routes used for illegal drug transport. France signals new commitments to Ukraine. French President Emmanuel Macron said Europe will make concrete commitments to support Ukraine in early January. The announcement comes as the conflict continues into the new year. Moscow experiences rare widespread power outage after drone activity. Reports from Russia say large parts of Moscow experienced a rare widespread power outage following drone activity in the region. Officials have not released full details on the cause. Congressman announces probe into cash transfers overseas. Congressman Eli Crane announced an investigation into reports of individuals flying overseas with large sums of cash, saying the activity could involve fraud or money laundering. Pentagon audit raises questions on weapons monitoring. A Pentagon audit report raised concerns about gaps in monitoring how U.S. weapons are used after transfer to foreign partners. Officials say reforms are being considered.
Every voice matters. The power of free speech is more important than ever. Imagine a place where you can share your thoughts freely, explore new ideas, and engage in meaningful conversations anonymously. With online anonymity, you can express yourself without fear of judgment. It's about freedom, creativity, and connection. Join the conversation that matters. Embrace your voice. Celebrate your freedom. Visit 8kun.top today. That's 8kun.top.
That's all for now. Stay alert, stay informed, and never hand your thinking over to anyone on a screen, including me. God bless you, God bless our troops, and God bless the United States of America. See you soon.